Hey YouTube, I'm back finally. You guys are relentless about wanting me to put these videos out. I know it's been a while. So I'm gonna do. I I don't have the energy to like take this thing apart today, but I do need to give it a proper cleaning, or at least, you know, get some HOCL in there and just look inside and see what's going on. I'm not going to take a look at the reservoir because I want to see what comes out when I do like a hot water rinse. I wanted to give it some time, not as much time as I've given it, but there's been a lot going on and I really haven't been feeling the best, so I haven't been able to really get to this yet. But I did want to give it several months because with the Gen 1, it did not take long for this thing to just become a mold maker. The Gen 1 was like generating mold in the ice tray, like at the 3 or 4 month mark. So I really wanted to give this one like 6 months plus, which I have because it's been about 8. I got it in December, and not really do anything to it. You guys have been making some really great comments across all my videos, and something that keeps coming up is just that, you know, they don't really tell you how to take care of these ice machines, that you need to really get in there and clean them, that they can generate mold in the reservoir and all this stuff, or that, you know, there's been some speculations that the UV bulbs go after a while, but there's really no way of knowing that. There needs to be more. I don't know, even if the app itself, which the Gen 2 app is much better than the original one, where it says like, you know, you may need to change your bulbs after X number of months, or just some kind of checklist to let you know that there's other things that you need to do other than running that garbage cleaning solution through the machine. Because let's be honest, all of us know that that doesn't really do anything. So I'm in agreement with you guys that there should be better documentation or some sort of notifications to let you know when you might want to get those UV bulbs changed, even if they even can be changed. I'm not even sure that you can get in there and change them, or something like that. Some kind of maintenance checklist that the app should tell you, you know, every so and so number of days. Right now with the Gen 2, it does tell you that the ice maker needs a cleaning, but, you know, I think by that it just means that you should run some stuff through it. It doesn't actually tell you what needs to be cleaned. Well, thank you, Alexa. It doesn't actually tell you what needs to be cleaned. It just says, you know, ice maker may need cleaning, and that seems to be on a regular, like 3-month interval or something like that. So today I'm going to look at the inside of this bin and the bottom, because I used to get mold growth in there. I'm going to run some HOCL through there, which I mentioned to you guys in one of my earlier videos. I do not use bleach. I have never used bleach for anything. Bleach is dangerous. It is toxic. You should not be using that to clean stuff, except maybe, you know, dropping tabs into your toilet. But even then, bleach is just really dangerous. Whereas HOCL is not. It's very safe. It actually is stronger than bleach as far as cleaning, but it's not toxic. You can buy it very easily. You can also make it. There's a company, what are they called? Force of Nature, that sells, let me show you, one of these machines, right? It basically is, electrolyzed water or whatever it is. So you just plug it, you put water in here, you plug it in, and you put in these little pre-filled tabs. But what is it, like vinegar and something else and salt or something that you use to make it? They just happen to be able to give you these pre-made with the right amount of each thing that you pour in the water. And you plug it in, turn it on, pour that thing in the water, and after, I don't know, a certain number of minutes, you get this stuff that smells like chlorine. And you can use it for cleaning your counters or anything, that you would use bleach on, or just for regular cleaning. And it's totally safe. It's not toxic. I think you can even drink this stuff, to be honest with you, but don't try that because I'm not sure. But it's way better. And when the pandemic started, they were using this to mist airports and stuff. You can use it as a fogger. It kills COVID even in the air and stuff like that. So I use it in a humidifier. Like if I'm having guests or something that are coming over and I don't trust them at all, I hose them down with HOCl and pump tons of it into the water, into the air with the cool air humidifier. This stuff is great. So this happens to be hospital grade HOCl. You do not need this strong of stuff. I just buy it because it's available. I think Force of Nature makes a certain grade that's like a low grade level of HOCl suitable for cleaning, but this is something that like your dentist or doctor's office would use to wipe down their surgical equipment and stuff like that. So this is like the full hospital grade maximum, level of cleaning HOCl, but you don't need anything this strong if you don't want it. But anyway, just a little bit on HOCl. I seriously recommend you guys do some research on it. It's been used for, I can't even tell you how long, to clean things and disinfect things, and it's way better than bleach, and it's way safer for you as well. So I'm going to run some of this through the machine. I'm going to run hot water through here to see what comes out. I'm also going to clean the intake hoses. I did notice there's a little discoloration in here. Sometimes I think it's the lighting, but I do think that the inside of these is starting to get a little, there may be a little molds starting in the hose. So I'm gonna use my cleaner to go in here and just clean these. It's hard to tell with my phone, but I noticed it the other night when I was looking across the room, and I was like, is that dirty or is that just a light? So that's what I'm gonna do for this video. If I find that there's like a lot of stuff that comes out when I flush it or something like that, then I'll think about opening this thing up next weekend. But I don't have the energy to do that today. I'm sorry, you guys. I know you really wanted me to go in there and look. I honestly don't think there's going to be a lot going on. You guys have sent me some nightmarish photos about of your Gen 1s that you never cleaned or opened in the entire number of years that you've had them, and I could totally understand that they're absolutely grotesque on the inside if you haven't cleaned it in a number of years. I think I had my Gen 1 maybe 2 or 3 years when I first opened it, and it was terrifying. So I absolutely could see where you're curious about the Gen 2, but I haven't had it that long. I really do not think it's going to be all that bad in there, so I'm not really in a rush to open the reservoir. I opened it up so you could see the difference between the inside of the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 in one of my earlier videos, maybe the third one I did. So if you're just curious about how the inside compares, they are very similar. I don't think that there's anything like, major to point out aside from the reservoir being on a different side. But I don't imagine I'm going to see a ton of mold buildup or anything like that in the Gen 2 at this time. The unit has been operating beautifully, aside from being a little bit noisy. I have noticed that when it makes ice, the process of the ice making has become way more noisy than it used to. I don't know if I can get it to, hang on. There we go. I don't know if you can hear this. There's a lot going on. Like I can hear the water moving through, but whatever is right here, I think this is like maybe the cooling side. This sound has gotten louder and louder since I've had this. And again, I've only had this for 8 months. And it never used to be this loud when making ice. That's the only thing. And I'm not even going to call this a complaint because I don't, my computer is a little, with all its fans, is a little louder than this. So this doesn't bother me. But it is something that I noticed. This machine was nearly silent when I got it, when it was making ice. And now it's, I wouldn't even call this loud, but I'm saying it's louder than it was before. So that's the only complaint I have, and I don't even really consider that a complaint. But that is one thing I have noticed. So let me get everything that I need to get. Let me dump out this ice tray. And then I'll show you the inside of the ice tray, and we'll take a look at a couple things before I start cleaning. Alright, just taking a look at the ice here. In my Gen 1, I could see, mold in the ice when I would take it out. It was very noticeable. So whenever I looked inside, there were little black flecks in the actual ice, and I have not seen anything like that. Like I said, with the Gen 1, it happened after 3 or 4 months I was starting to get mold in the machine. But as you can see, there isn't anything like that. The ice actually looks very clear. I don't notice anything going on. Another thing in the Gen 1 I noticed was that the bottom of the ice tray would get, mold growing up the back and the bottom from all the sitting water. Again, I don't notice anything like that here, and the drainage for this is a little bit different than the Gen 1. I mentioned that in one of my videos as well. So I think that helps with, it's not like there's water sitting in this tray all the time. But again, I haven't had this long, so I think it's really, there could be just a matter of time that eventually that's going to start happening. But as of right now, I have no problems aside from, again, I don't know if you can still hear this, but aside from that noise that comes out of it when it's making ice, this thing has been working perfectly since, day 1. So I'm going to give my tribe mate this ice. Do you want me to put this in the thing for you? Okay. And then we'll get to the inside.